Today we're going to talk about what it looks like to be a lukewarm Christian. The Bible has 4 types of Christians. There's a non-Christian, the baby Christian, the worldly Christian, aka the lukewarm Christian, and then the spiritual Christian. So today I just want us to focus on the worldly Christian. Jesus said to the church in the first century that he'd either wish they'd be hot or cold water. Now he wasn't saying he'd wish they'd either be saved or unsaved. Rather, cold water is useful and hot water is useful, but lukewarm water doesn't really have any use. The same when it tastes, same for any function. It's something that we don't really want. What exactly does it look like to be a worldly Christian? Well, let's break that down into 2 categories. So first we have beliefs. Paul said in Romans 12, do not be conformed to the image of this world. In other words, don't let the world system that we are surrounded by be molded into our minds. But he says that we should be transformed by the renewing of our minds. So a lukewarm Christian might be someone who is a bit too ashamed to take a stand for truth or to even reveal themselves as a Christian because it's too unpopular. We are trending towards worldliness when Christians believe that because our society has evolved to the point where we can redefine things to make it go our own way. That's when we go into a lukewarm Christian. Jesus talks about this idea of lukewarm water. He says, whenever I taste it, I want to spit it out of my mouth. Why this makes Jesus so angry is because it reveals like a fear of rejection of man and the value of other people over God's opinion. The second thing that might characterize a worldly Christian is not just the belief, but also the behavior. If a Christian is living in constant sin, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're a worldly Christian or a lukewarm Christian, but it might mean that their heart is no longer kind of remorseful over the sin that is happening. And that could be a sign that is trending towards a lukewarm Christian. The second sign that a Christian might be trending towards worldliness or being a lukewarm Christian is spiritual stagnancy. Paul said to the church in Corinth, I could not speak to you as I would spiritual people. He said, I had to talk to you as though you belonged to the world. Why? Because since that time you were saved, you haven't progressed in your knowledge of God to get to the point where you were able to receive maybe a deeper teaching that Paul had to give to them. And like, it's certainly normal and quite natural for all of us to go through seasons of highs and lows in our connections with God. But if after a long period of time and we're not really growing, not just in knowledge of God, but also understanding and connection, whether it's through prayer, reading the Bible, even just hanging out with people, brothers and sisters in community, it could be kind of a sign that is trending towards that worldliness or lukewarm Christian. If you found this video helpful in any way, feel free to share it with friends. And if you haven't done so already, I'd love it if you would subscribe, check out the other videos on this channel as we talk about faith. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well of what you think maybe a lukewarm Christian or a worldly Christian is in the comment section below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.